Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks Garage. Well, these videos are going to be videos that I am revamping from some of my older videos. A couple reasons for that. YouTube is not paying all that great right now, and I've been told I talk way too much and I get a lot of blah 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 comments. So therefore I'm kind of trying to cut some of this stuff out. So if you need any more information on what you're about to see and you feel like something got missed, please go find the longer version of these videos. Thanks for watching. First things first, I already took and unhooked the battery. And first, I'm going to pull the air filter out. Just a couple clips here. I believe that just pops up and kind of pulls forward. And then you can get the air filter out. Get yourself a flat blade standard screwdriver, loosen that hose clamp up, and twist this thing out of there. And just take that, put it under there, and pry up on it. There we go. There's another one over here. Take that, just pry up on it. And that should bring this whole box out. This fan cover shroud off here. On mine, it looks like there's a couple bolts down here. I haven't figured out the sizes yet, and I'm thinking there's a couple over here on the driver's side, but I'm not sure. I haven't quite dug into that. But when I went to start looking at pulling this shroud off, there are 3 bolts that are supposed to be holding this to the core support here that are missing. So this shroud is just kind of flopping around in the wind here, literally. You're down here. There's 2. There's one towards the front here, which you can get these long sockets. I don't care where you get them from. They're long extensions. Grab them. They make life so much easier. But if you don't have one, you can get it. I'm just going to loosen it up a little bit here. Not going to take them all the way out yet. The shroud, one of them straight down. If you go in front of the brake booster area here, and also the radiator hose kind of goes around. It's in front of the radiator hose in this corner here. And the other one, if you go behind the radiator hose, it's back here, right on the corner of your brake booster here, straight down. I've decided that this is in my way, so if it's easy to get off and it's in my way, I'm going to take it off. So I got my ratchet here, and I believe that's an 8mm. This is an 8mm. I cannot find my 8mm, so I got a 5/16. It's not that hard to get off, so it'll work even though it's a little big. And I'm just going to loosen that up and pull it off of there. And before you start ripping things apart here, you definitely have to unplug a couple wires here. Real simple. Just pull these tabs up. I have everything out of the way of getting this where I need it for the most part. I guess I could do that, but we'll see if it gets in my way. If it does, I'll baling wire it. But I think I got all the nuts, bolts, screws, whatever is holding this on. But honestly, there was only 4 of them in this all together. So pay attention to under, over, and around. Make sure you're not breaking things or pulling on things you shouldn't. Make sure there's no wires hooked to anything. And the best way seems to be just kind of bending this up, pulling it out here. Then it's kind of stuck down here on some stuff. There we go. Yeah, here we are. Big crescent wrench. There's a big nut back there that this fits onto that's right behind the fan. And it still turns. Like, in fact, I need to tighten that up, because I need to tighten that up. Right, so I got this tightened up. You may also see that this is kind of in the way, but actually I had this up here with some baling wire, so it would be out of my way to get the fan shroud off, but it's kind of in my way now, so I'm bringing it back down. Got the wrench on here, and if you notice, it will turn, but so you're not going to undo it by hand. What you have to do is take a big hammer and give it a whack. Be really careful, don't hit anything you don't want to break. And this doesn't always work either. So this belt is pretty bad, so I'm hoping it works. Done a few things here actually, and nothing seems to be working. So now I have this C-clamp here, and on the pulley behind the fan I have that C-clamp clamped between, well, I have the belt kind of clamped between the pulley and the C-clamp, kind of on both sides here. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but down underneath, you can kind of see it right there, and over on this side. And I got that, the C-clamp is going down and around underneath the pulley. So hopefully I can get my wrench down where my light is right here, and I'll be able to hopefully get this stupid thing off. Now I will say, since I am using the C-clamp, that if you choose to do something the way I'm doing it, I'm not responsible if you break something or hurt yourself. And yet again, if you do not like the way I'm doing something, don't do it. Alright, let's give her a tighten a little bit better than that. And I will say, when I went and got it on there, I went to kind of turn it by hand just to see if it was going to hold, and this C-clamp, actually the whole thing did kind of turn and is butted up against the air conditioner. So yet again, break something doing something I'm doing, I'm not responsible. And I did see, because I have been having trouble, so I did go online here and kind of look and see, and I saw one guy, sorry I can't remember your name, he used like a bar to give it a wrap. So I got this pretty long bar here. I'm going to give her a wrap and try it, and just be really careful. This is scaring me even here. Well, it's holding it. Do not hit your fan blade, it's plastic. It will break. Oh, something turned. Oh, I did it. Good. Well, the C-clamp appears to have worked. I'm still going to have to get on there with the wrench, but I'm going to finish getting this off. You don't know, you see me wrenching on this several times until it comes off. Finally off here. Boy, that was fairly difficult. Once I figured out this, it didn't take me but a couple of whacks. Alright, time to take the water pump pulley here off. It's 10 millimeter, 4 10 millimeters here. I left the C-clamp on here and the belt on here, so hopefully this will come loose, which it did. These were not very difficult. Go ahead and take this clamp off here. Now you can see all this wetness here that's coming out, and I'm assuming that that is green, so that is leakage from my water pump. I'm hoping not leakage from something else. Now we're taking the belt off, and right here is the tensioner pulley. Well, technically the pulley's here and it hooks into your bracket here, but right here, hopefully you can see that, there's a little square hole, and that fits 3/4 inch. I believe it's 3/4 inch. Wow, I'm completely losing. I'm gonna have to go inside and take a break for a while. Anyway, that ratchet right there, you can use a regular size ratchet. Is a pretty long bar that has an end like that on it, but frankly I think it's a waste of money. I never needed one before. So anyway, take that and take the tension off, pull your belts off. Now, big thing here, don't get your fingers in between the belt and the pulley. Another thing, don't just let this go, because there's quite a bit of tension on there, You're gonna end up wrapping your fingers, or it'll fly off and break something. Don't let it go. Alright. And yet again, remember where it goes. Take pictures, whatnots.
I've got to pull this off, so hopefully it just pulls off, but I could be wrong. There we go.
Alright, there's the water pump. And I don't know if you can see it. Right there, you can see it kind of weeping out that hole. So this is definitely a bad water pump, and then some. There's a bolt right there, and right there, and that's on the driver's side. And on the passenger side, there's one right there, and one below it right there. That's passenger side. I believe those are the only 4 bolts that need to come out. But first, we need to pop this hose off on the top here, and the radiator hose on the bottom there, which here, just get your screwdriver in there, loosen that up. Also down here on the bottom, there's the bottom radiator hose. Loosen that up, good. You go under there, and you can kind of get the brake loose a little bit from where it's stuck out. They make a bigger tool, it'll probably work better for this. And loosen this up a little bit more. Get it clean out of the way. Again, if there's a little bit more time, making sure things are out of your way, then it's screw. Get to you, I'm going to do this, right? Just bring that on the bottom. Just kind of helps break away the rubber. Anyway, with these hoses on here, it can be a pain. If you take those and carefully twist it, I did that one already, I haven't done this one yet. This is kind of more what these are meant for. Get on that hose and try and twist it a little bit. Not a lot of room down here for me to do so, but there we go. Felt that one break a little bit there. Doesn't look like it, but it's turning. There we go. I'm not as worried about this one because I definitely think, and there you can see it's turning. So that's kind of the easier way to, which I should tell you, don't forget. Before we pull all these hoses off, we want to actually get a pan underneath there to catch everything. I almost forgot. That shows you where my head is lying right now. These are old metal refrigerator drawers. Frigidaire. They work really good for this kind of stuff. So I'm going to throw those on. And in the interest, I'm going to change this since it's impeding my view of the water pump. I'm going to take this and take it out. It's 13 millimeter. Just the outlet here. So I'm going to get out of the way. It looks like, now that I pulled that off, that there is another hose right here I need to pull off. So it may be worth your while just to pull that off, whether you need to or not. Just put some Loctite on it and put it back in there when you put it back in. Time to take these bolts out. I showed you where the bolts are here. There's only 4 that I can see, and they're 13 millimeter. No, correction on that, they are 14 millimeter. And yet again, this is where having one of these long extensions is very, very nice. Again, I'm just gonna loosen up first, all the way out again. See that? And all 4 bolts do actually appear to be the same, so you can choose to put them back in the same place or not. Alright, and there she's done. Actually came out a little easier than I thought it would. And we'll try and get whatever we can out of this to once you get everything out. You want to make sure you check all the parts you bought to the parts that you're taking off. Make sure they're identical. There's my water pump bolts. and I took my die grinder and wire wheel and went ahead and cleaned them all up. They looked like they had some sort of a sealant or Loctite type stuff on them, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of that on there. The water pump also says to put some sort of gasket sealer on both sides of the gaskets that it comes with, so I got that. And then I got Loctite for other bolts, so those are things I'm going to be using. There's my new water pump. I checked it with my old one. Everything looks good. Everything looks the same. I will say it does actually tell you to that it's recommended that the fan clutch for this application be replaced. Failure to do proper inspection or replacement voids the warranty, basically. So I am going to look at it real good, but I don't think I'm going to replace the fan clutch. But you do what you think you need to do. Sealer on. I just took my finger and put it around there. I'm sure somewhere on the package it says not to do that, but that's what I did. It does have, it looks like these gaskets can go to a different type of water pump, so this is kind of sticking out. I went ahead and put that towards the bottom so that it doesn't get in my way, because it seems like there's more room towards the bottom than the top. So anyhow, otherwise it doesn't seem to really matter how these go on here. Basically, I'm sticking in the two top, where the two top bolts go. I'm going to stick a bolt, and that'll hopefully hold the gasket on in the right place here, and also hopefully get them started. Got the gasket seal in there. Hopefully I can get a nut in there. I got the gaskets in. I got the sealant on the gaskets. All the bolts. Sorry, next door neighbor just started his truck. All the bolts are just kind of hand put in there, so now I'm going to go ahead and run them on in. But I got to just kind of snug them up, and you guys are responsible to figure out your torque specs. My video didn't turn out very good for the ending video on this, so I'm redoing it right now. It's actually been a couple weeks later, and everything's running great. No leaks, no problems at all. The battery's charging up great. So anyhow, I'm definitely done with it now. I did the alternator, the water pump, the lower radiator hose, the thermostat, belts, the battery tray, several things on this, and I did videos on all of it. So if you have an Astro van like this and you need to do some work to it, this is a good place to look for it. Go check out my channel. Everything from the shroud on the fan to pulling the fan off, putting belts on, and replacing all the parts I pre-mentioned. So thanks for watching Junkworks Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one.